I just watched How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies, and I am so emotional right now. Initially, I didn't even want to watch this movie. I've been seeing it on Netflix and just skipping it over because I thought it was going to be one of these comedic type of movies. I thought it was going to be this trip where, oh, they found out grandma is dying from cancer and now they're going to go all over the country checking off our bucket list. I did not want to laugh. I did not want to watch those type of movies, but I felt compelled to watch it and I finally did. And I'm happy I did because lately, these days, I've been feeling like I don't want to watch movies anymore because there is no emotional connection. Movies are looking too much like movies to me. It just feels like I am hyper aware of the fact that, yeah, they're acting this. It just feels like pictures on screen. That's it. Nothing else. No emotion tied to it. And I've been wanting to watch a movie that's gonna make me feel, that's gonna make me think, that's gonna invoke some type of emotion in me. I do not just want to watch something for the sake of watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, no. I wanted to watch something that's gonna make me cry or make me believe this is so real and make me think about my own life or about experiences of other people. So when I finally watched this one, I'm like, yeah, this is what I've been searching for. I am not going to spoil this movie because I don't know if you're going to appreciate spoilers, but I'm going to do my best to talk about it without divulging too much information. So the movie is basically about this grandma that found out she's dying from cancer, and it explores the relationship, familiar relationships. She has three kids, and the movie sort of explores the relationship without actually letting us know they are exploring the relationship. It wasn't a focal point, it was just, yeah, this is how the relationship is, without them telling us or showing us explicitly how their relationship is. What I mean by that is it's always alluding. It's never really the main thing that's going on. It's just like it's all happening and you're there and you're watching it and you're like, that's so sad. That's so terrible. So the grandma, she has three kids and she also has two grandchildren. And each of the children has a different type of relationship with her. I should mention that one thing I find really fascinating about this movie is that the movie is a Thai movie, right? I'm not Thai, obviously, but it carries this universal experience that I'm sure that whatever country you are from, you're going to understand. I think that's the power of making movies based on familiar relationships because it's like it's everywhere. This is a universal thing. It happens. You don't have to be Thai to understand. You don't have to be from this particular region before you're going to be like, oh, I relate. I relate so well. I don't have grandparents myself. My two grandfathers, they were dead before I was even born. My paternal grandmother, she died when I was really, really young. I never got the chance to meet her. My maternal grandmother, on the other hand, that's the one that I actually got to meet and spend time with. She also died when I was still young, but at least I got to spend some time with her. And even though I don't have an abundance of memories, I still have few memories. And I remember that every time I went over to her place, I like it was the most amazing thing. She always had something ready for me. She had this black and white container. The container is white and the cover of the container is black. And you can on the body of the container you can just see so many markings. You know this container has been through it. You know this container has lasted for years. I remember that container vividly. And she always poured in a particular type of biscuit that I used to like. I still like it, but I don't really eat biscuits anymore. But she always made sure she does not consume those biscuits herself. She only buys it when she's aware that we are coming. By we, I mean I and my siblings. So she only buys those biscuits and pours it in that container when she's aware that we are coming. So it's like she always prepares for our arrival, and she would always Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my own personal experience, but watching that movie just made me remember a lot of things and actually think about those things that I remembered, because this is a movie that was exploring the relationship between a grandma and a grandson. So the grandson, he's basically a bum, right? He's just playing games all day and he wants to be a streamer, and he doesn't have a job. He's just at home all day like a loser. And when they found out that grandma is dying from cancer, he decides to move in with the grandma because he wanted her inheritance. And a friend of his actually got the inheritance from her grandfather because she was the only one taking care of the grandfather. So the grandfather willed everything to her. So he got like this inspiration, I should say, to move in with his grandmother so he could get the inheritance because he would be the only one taking care of her. The rest of it just follows the bond that they create over time. It's got to a point when I was watching the movie that I was no longer thinking about a relationship between my grandma and I. I was instead thinking about a relationship between my parents and I. Because for those of you, for example, whose parents gave it to you when they were in their 30s or early 40s, you sort of, because of the age difference, sort of have this aged relationship, I should say. I don't know how to word that properly in this present moment, forgive me. But your parents are like, when you are in your 20s, your parents are in their 60s. So you are aware of this time passing by so quickly, and they begin to fit into this mode of grandparents. They're not your grandparents or your parents, but because of the age difference, you're like, oh my god, oh my god, time is going by so quickly. I hope you guys are going to be around for much longer because I still have a lot of growing up to do. But you know, I don't live with my parents. I live like really far away from them. But, sometimes I'm just thinking to myself that I should spend more time with my parents. And it's not like, oh, I don't want to spend time with them, but I have my own life now and I have other commitments and things like that. You have to move away for school, for work, for any reason really. Maybe you don't like your small town anymore. Maybe you want to go and explore. It's okay, you know, you do that and you have this sense of loss, even though no loss has occurred yet, but you're well aware of the fact that you are losing something whilst in the means of trying to gain something. The movie also explores the expectations from, let's say, the girl child and the boy child and how things reoccur. So the grandma, she took care of her own parents, and her parents ended up wheeling everything to her brother, who did no, not one, not even an inch. Not, he did not take care of their parents at all. She was the one that took care of the parents, but the parents gave everything to him. And now that it was her turn, she was kind of like doing the same thing. But the movie also makes you understand, also makes you, that you can't be angry at her. It sort of makes you understand the reasoning. It sort of like presents it to you this way, like, this is why she did it. Can you still blame her? Can you still judge her? Can you still, And I really like that. I like movies that doesn't just answers all our questions. Movies that just make things open, open to your own interpretation. And yeah, I appreciate that for the movie a lot because it never really gave us this is it, take it. It's always, yeah, here it is. Do what you want with it. At least that's what I interpreted from the movie. Your own analysis might be different. And if yours is different, please tell me in the comments below. I'll be happy to look at things from your own perspective. I also really appreciate the minimal explanation given for practices in the movie for foreign audiences. For example, the religion that was practiced by the grandma in the movie, I don't know anything about the religion. I do not practice the religion. I've never come in contact with that religion before. But watching the movie, there were explanations like, if you are observing someone from a different religion from you, or maybe you are not even religious at all, so you're just observing someone practicing their religion, you're kind of like, Why are you doing that? What's it so important about that? Why are you so particular about how to do it, how to do this, you know? And it might be easy for you to just be like, well, it's not my religion. I don't have to be so careful about it. But when the grandma was being so particular about the way things are done, when she's practicing her religion, and the grandson is just like a desicker about it all, and she's kind of like, you have to do it like this because you know, it compels you to appreciate the ways of the old, even if you don't believe in it. You're like, this is important to this person, so I'm going to do it their way because it's important to them, although it's not important to me, but it's important to them and it's significant to them, and they believe in it. You don't believe in it, but they believe in it. So best best just do it the way they want it to be done, you know. Overall, I would say it's a brilliant movie. It might not be enjoyable for you because everything is perspective, and some of you might like fast-paced movies, but I no longer really enjoy fast-paced movies. I want something slow. I want something thought evoking. I want something thought provoking rather. Thought evoking, thought provoking. It's still the same thing, you know. It evokes also whatever English. Anyway, I'm just drawn to movies like this. I want movies that take forever. I want movies with a good storyline, movies that take their time. I want movies that are slow because a lot of aspects in life are slow. Life is not really this fast cuts put together edits. Life is mundane, it's boring sometimes, and you know, I appreciate movies that explores themes like that. But I think I've said, I don't know, I feel like I have a lot to say, but I cannot. I should have prepared for this video. But anyway, see you guys in another one. If I have anything else to say, I'm going to put it in the description. That's if anything comes to me before I upload this video. So if not, I think we'll continue in the comment section. Bye. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. I forgot to say that. Bye.